Hey all, Mark Slane with the United States Krav Maga Association. Today talking about the handgun defenses that I see where they go straight up. Barrel is redirected up. Hate those for a few reasons. To me, those should never, ever be taught. And we'll talk about some of the reasons here shortly. And don't get me wrong, I've had some fantastic instructors. I've seen some very talented guys that have been at it longer than I, that teach that. But man, every time I see someone teach that defense, it's like, man, should I question everything they teach? Because again, we got a ton of reasons that we don't like those defenses. And to me, it's either they're not allowed to question their instructor, they were taught that way and they can't think for themselves, which makes that instructor a dick, or it's just that they don't know what self-defense is, what real world violence is, how we're going to react under stress, and they've never questioned about teaching that. And both of those things are a sin. I love when my people I teach, my instructors, even my students, when they question things. Hey, why don't we do it this way? It's like, well, we can have a discussion. I can say why I think mine's better. They can tell me why they think theirs is better. And we can make people safer by coming to a consensus and maybe changing what we're doing. So I love being questioned. But a couple of problems I have with grabbing the barrel and going up with it. I guess the minor one is it's a two-hand technique. I mean, two-hand technique is fine if it's here. If it's a little bit out of range, it's right here where I can barely touch it. Now, man, that's a big motion. And again, we're not racing any motion compared to that. We'll lose every time. We're racing them noticing that we're doing something, and then they pull the trigger. So if I'm doing this big giant body motion, the one we teach, this one hand we turn, I can actually make myself longer. If it's barely out of my reach, by the time I turn the shoulder, we cup it, we step, we kick them to the groin, we rip it into our body, we strike them in the face, we move away. We're going this plane off of our face. Okay, and of course the major reason that we don't teach going straight up with that barrel is it's going off. You know what, the scumbag with that gun, he's shaky as you are, he's under stress, he's under adrenaline, he's just waiting to pull that trigger. It could even happen involuntarily, it's there. If I am under the assumption, which I am when I teach it, that it's going off about the second I touch it, I certainly don't want to be crossing my brain bucket. Okay, I would much rather it go off over here. As a matter of fact, one of my instructors, law enforcement, I believe it was Santa Monica Police Department, he knows an officer that went to a call. It was a little old lady, said, somebody's in my house. He gets there, the door's open, he goes in, he turns the corner, and the old lady shoots him. All he got out of him was the one that we teach, and it blew his teeth out. I mean, that's how close it was. Yeah, that sucked. He had to have surgery. If he would have been taught this one, he would be a dead man. We don't cross the brain bucket. It is going off. I would much rather it go off this way. When we first teach this, when we were first learning it with students, it's touch and don't move the barrel at all. I just want them getting used to their hand rapidly going up there. Of course, they'll move the barrel, and I'll gripe at them. I say, the reason I don't want you moving the barrel is when we move it, it's going this way, not this way. This is a shorter distance even than this. And on my body, that's a shorter distance going straight off, especially when I'm turning my body as well. Boom, straight off. This is on me longer. This crosses my brain bucket. So we absolutely don't want to be going up. Now, a couple things I've heard instructors say about that. Well, we'd use this one when it's pointed way up here. Why would I want two defenses for something pointed at my face? Now I'm hesitating, thinking, how high is it? Which one should I do? How about I just always do that one? I don't want to have two choices. I don't want to have two different, it's pointed at my face, how high is it pointed? I just want to react. I want one defense. The second one is, who points a gun up here? Anytime you see a video of someone pointing at their face, it's generally in this area. Now they might go up and touch them here, but it's very unlikely they stand there and point it at the very top of their forehead. Again, I don't want two to think of. And we think about what's a realistic attack. Matter of fact, we used to teach mainly to the body in our seminars. Hey, let's do a few to the face. Talking to cops, 99.5% of the time they ever pull up on somebody pointing a gun at somebody else, it's pointed at their face. Well, hence we better do most of our reps there. So we changed the way we taught that completely. Just to me, it makes no sense to A, have two defenses, B, have one that's going to go across my brain bucket. Again, studying realistic violence, studying what our body does under adrenaline, stress, techniques degrade massively. Okay, they degrade massively. And, the other one I've been told is, yeah, when we redirect it up, we also get our head out of the way. Well, good for them. They should. It's going off. I don't want it going off when it's passing my brain bucket. But we also have to remember studying stress. And again, read Grossman, read Rory Miller. Techniques degrade massively. Techniques will degrade. So no matter how awesome we're doing it here, I mean, all it takes is it to go a little bit to crap and we're crossing, you know, part of our brain bucket. So we never take for granted that these techniques are going to come out of us under stress like we're practicing them. You know, we can use airsoft all day long, a face shield. No, I've never hit my head yet. The minute it's like, oh, it's a surprise. Holy crap, I could die. Holy crap, they could kill my entire family. We're going to have this massive adrenaline dump that just makes everything go to crap. So I don't want to take the chance that I've got this timing down perfectly and never have to worry about it because I'm moving my head all the way. How about we just take it this way and we never have to worry about it crossing our brain bucket at all. Again, if you're teaching a handgun defense where the barrel crosses your brain bucket, stop teaching that. Mark Slane, United States Krav Maga Association.